Well, it seems like Airsoft Fatty has come out of the woodwork to jump on the Idubbbz hate train, releasing a video called RE Content Cop H-Free, What About Me?, where he calls Ian out for treating him like complete shit.
Something the fans don't know about, but you sure as hell do, is the fact that I have reached out plenty of times through email the past year. I've called your old number, I've texted your old number, got nothing. You've blocked me on Instagram, and on YouTube it seems you've hit all my comments because neither you nor anyone who watches those videos ever replies to me or acts like they've even seen my comments. That being said, it does appear that this has become the one way I have to reach out to you.
Ian made a documentary called Full Force back in 2019 about Airsoft Fatty and his very obscure life.
If you walk upstairs, you'll find the lounge, which is the most popular place on the estate to enjoy some me time.
The video would go on to amass 24 million views and skyrocket Airsoft Fatty's career as an online influencer. Airsoft Fatty was also invited to sing the national anthem at the Creator Clash 1, and was easily one of the most memorable moments from the event.
For so proudly we fed, as the twilight's last we I got nervous. Sorry, I got nervous, people, my bad. Let's just do this, let's fucking do it, ready? Oh, say, can you see?
Fatty would end up befriending Sam Hyde, becoming an recurring character on the Fish Tank show, and this fueled speculation that things were not amicable between him and Ian, due to the history between him and Sam, but all parties remained silent on the topic until now. Fatty posted this 23-minute video on April 23rd in response to the new content cop, and he airs out the full details of his relationship with Ian, calling Ian out for using him when it benefited him most, but then ignoring and blocking Fatty when he was at his lowest point. Fatty starts the video by discussing Full Force, and how despite being grateful for how life-changing it was, he now felt like Ian had made lots of jokes at his expense, and had betrayed Robert to look like a serial killer.
Do you have any weapons on you now?
Says this one?
Yeah.
We're here, right now, in a season of airing dirty laundry. Spring cleaning, as they call it. So, it's time to air some out. Call me a content detective if you would. Because there's a lot of things that need to be addressed about my relationship with Ian, and Full Force in general. So, let's address this, alright? When you first came to Battle Creek, Ian, that was a huge honor. And I mean that. It was a huge honor. If my mother were here, she'd tell you about how, when you first pulled up, I didn't think you were real. I was fake. But then I looked out the window, and there the fuck you were. And I said to myself, no fucking way, it's real. Man, you were a fucking legend, my guy. The thing is, you know, during filming, you shot me a lot of looks. You shot your camera guy a lot of looks. Not kind looks, per se. You made a lot of jokes that I, at the time, had fly over my head because I was starstruck. But, now that I look back at it, I really don't appreciate the way that you portrayed Robert. Now, I get it, me and him were fighting at the time. We had bad blood. But you made him look pretty Dahmer-like. You made him look pretty Dahmer-like. And in reality, he's more like a Vegeta to my Goku.
While it seems pointless all this time later for Fatty to try and call Ian out for Full Force, he follows it up by explaining that since Ian is on his so-called redemption arc, he feels like he's someone who he's owed amends to.
You know, that's all fine. That's all fine and dandy. But what makes me upset about it is, you claim to be on a redemption arc, and yet you've completely glossed over someone that you've fucked over majorly. Like, fucking majorly.
He then goes on to say that Ian had made all of this money off him and now won't give him the time of day, and then rambles that the documentary was the only footage he had left of his late mother.
The simple fact is, right, you make all this money off me, you got all that clout off me, and then you block me, you cut me off over nothing, over a simple fucking what? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Communication skills, buddy. They're like a potato. You know what? me the most is that documentary is some of the only footage I have left of my mother's own voice. How do you think that feels? That's the one video on the internet, maybe out of 3, that has your mother's voice in it.
He finished the point up by claiming he felt like Ian had put him on a pedestal in the woods and then left him for the wolves.
You literally put me on a pedestal. You literally made like a Roman family. You were like, oh, baby boy born. We take him to woods, we put him on a pedestal, and we leave him there for the wolves. And that's what you did. You took this infant Spartan and you said, here's your pedestal. There's a wolf there, wolf over there, wolf there. There's one over there just staring at me, waiting me to leave. And I ain't gonna leave you no armor. I'm not gonna leave you no weapon. Bye-bye. I just wanted to legitimately ask, because I'm getting to a point now where I'm getting fucking emotional. I want to ask, was I ever legitimately interesting to you, Ian? Or was I another fucking joke of yours? Another goddamn video for you to make money off of, like one of your stupid content cops.
He then goes on to explain his Creator Clash 1 experience, appearing disgruntled that he did not receive any payment for his Anthem performance.
I went out there for a second time, gave you your most viral fucking moment for your stupid boxing event, right? And don't get me wrong, it's not stupid, it's a good cause, right? But the fact, I'm pissed, dude. I went there, I wasn't getting paid, you flew me out the night before, I didn't get checked into a hotel room till close to fucking midnight.
He then retells a moment from before he took the stage, where the venue manager approached him claiming to be a veteran, and was worried that Fatty would fuck up the performance.
I'm like nervous as shit. And it was so bad to a point when the arena manager came in to get something, and I was sat there kind of nervous. I didn't like people just walking in on me like that. It's one thing to know you're going on stage and know you're going to do it. It's another thing we just randomly have people walk in. He came up to me, and what's the first thing he says to me? Hey man, I'm a veteran, and I just want to make sure you're not about to go out there and fuck this all up, right? 'Cause the twilight's left me. Sorry, I got nervous, people, my bad.
He then claims that Ian had only spoken a single sentence to him during his time at the event.
Oh! And what's fucking better? I got one sentence with you the whole fucking trip. The guy who brought me out to do it said one sentence to me the entire time. How I didn't get mad. Nah. Mother side of me is too fired up now. I sat there and gave you another legendary performance. And again, what was I left with? Nothing. I didn't get paid. I didn't get no fucking sponsorship. And don't get me wrong, I was happy to do it unpaid because it was for a good cause. But I was expecting to at least be able to hang with you at some point before the fight, or get more than just a sentence, or maybe have you say something like, hey, good luck, like I did to you during the one little sentence exchange we had. I said to you, yeah, good luck out there, man. I hope you do good, man. You're doing something good here.
I mean, I understand that Ian was probably super busy at the event and just didn't really have the time for the socializing that Fatty was imagining, but the guy could have at least put a few minutes aside to catch up with him, especially if Fatty was doing this unpaid out of his own time. I can see why he feels disrespected. Fatty then addresses his relationship with Sam Hyde.
Ian, don't you think it's kind of weird, the position you put me in? It was solved by your boogeyman, Sam Hyde. Yeah, your Baba Yaga took care of me. The man that I should have been afraid of because of your experience with him. He became my messiah.
He claims that he had no knowledge of their issues before his fish tank experience, and that Sam had helped him when he was being evicted and facing homelessness, while Ian had told him to go and get a job and then blocked him.
By the way, that wasn't even orchestrated. I didn't even realize that was the dude that was fucking with you. You know, my best friend B, he originally reached out to Sam for me because, like, I was going through some shit. I was going homeless that fucking week when I reached out to him. Because, guess what? Some of The trolls that came from you were calling my landlord at the time, making death threats to a point that I was asked to move and given a 1-week notice. So my buddy B reached out on a whim and got me on Fish Tank Season 1. So by the way, that wasn't even fucking orchestrated. I didn't even know who the guy was until after I was already on my way. And you know what the worst fucking part is? I reached out to you first. I reached out to you about that situation. I didn't ask you for money. I said, I need some advice. And then you sat there and told me, sometimes you just gotta cut the bleeding limb off and get a job. Is that what you say to someone that you thought had potential?
I don't think it's really fair to blame all of the trolls on Idubbbz. It's not something that he has really anything to do with, but the least the guy could have done is shot Fatty back a text with some advice or something. In saying that though, we don't have Ian's side of the story here. So it is possible that Fatty was just like schizo texting Ian or something and Ian just had to block him. Fatty was not in a good mental state during this period.
I reached out to Ian for help that day, and Ian never fucking replied. You wanna talk about some shit? I messaged Idubbbz the other day. I said, hey, can you just share my stream around? I didn't ask him for money or anything. I said, hey, share my stream around. Looked at the message and never fucking replied. Like, that doesn't fucking make me feel like shit, man.
Fatty then goes on to defend Ethan Klein.
Rubbing shoulders with your enemies. You know, if that's no big deal, then why are we here? Why did you cut me off completely? That's something I want to know. Why? Why was Froggy Fresh banned from the event? Was it because he was trained by Sam Hyde? The new Sam Hyde? Is that why you have me blocked and everything? I mean, come on, it's the same thing with Ethan, right? It's worse because it's involving children. That's the worst part. You're doing this to a man and his kids. This ain't just a one-on-one situation now. This is becoming personal, bro.
Fatty then starts talking about all of the good stuff that's happened in his life, almost trying to gloat that even though Ian tried to make a fool of him, he was still living his dream life.
Since Full Force, I really have grown quite a bit. I've been asked to go on the Howard Stern show. Wilson, I've met Kai Cenat. I was even on ESPN puking at the Nathan's hot dog eating contest. Formed at 5 different bowling lads, alright? Opened up for fucking Playboy Cardi. And of course, you know, at the same time, Travis Scott for Complex Con. And yet, you know, I performed, you know, I opened up for Shane Gillis for a sold-out show back when he was in Boston, you know. Badlands Chugs fucking does regular work with me. I'm still uploading weekly to my channel. Still doing all this fucking work. Even when I'm a turtle with a shell that's had C4 put on it and exploded. I've started this weight loss journey. I've built a fucking home. I'm making strong friendships. And I've come to have a family now that I actually care about. A family that isn't going to turn their fucking back on me. Something you desperately need, and you ain't going to get like this.
Fatty then ends off the video by calling out Ian's character, but then claims he would like to sort out their differences and produce a full force too.
So, especially now that you're so PC, judgmental of your past, how come you won't address our friendship? How come you choose to run away from your biggest video subject that you ever had? When your newest, biggest video ever could have literally been redeeming yourself by helping that subject turn things around. Where's my pat on the back? I want you to understand that I do appreciate all the opportunities that you've done. Because it's brought me to a point where I am today. But there are parts that still to this day unfair. Unfair. It causes me fucking pain. And it sucks. Because I've done all that for you, but you can't have one conversation with. So I'm reaching out today. Not with Hassan, crocodile tears, or some weird black guy in the background dancing with me. That makes no fucking sense. I'm not sitting here with some chick gaslighting me as I gaslight her. But as a man, face to face, YouTuber to YouTuber, I'm gonna read this to you real quick. hope we can have an open conversation about this in the future. Maybe we can even work together again, but this time, it makes sense for both of us, and not just you. Drop your shield and hit me up. I'd love to film a Full Force 2 with you, show how much my life has changed, and heck, I'd love to come help you with Creator Class 3. Matter of fact, fuck the rest of this. Fuck the rest of it, there's a little bit more, but fuck that. All in all, look, as much shit as you have done to me, I still would like to have a friendship with you. I still would like to have a conversation with you. I still would like to help you do good things. So please, unblock me. Let's talk. We'll hop on a call. You record it if you wanted to, for all I gave a shit, but can we not have one conversation after all I've done for you?
Some will say this was just an excuse for Fatty to jump on the bandwagon of the recent Idubbbz hate, but to me, it genuinely comes across as him just wanting to vent out his frustrations of feeling used and disrespected by Ian, and simply use this as an opportunity to do so. Some of Fatty's criticisms, like Ian being responsible for trolling, or him being upset over being made fun of in the documentary, I don't completely agree with. But I do understand where he's coming from by bringing it up. Fatty let Ian into his home to show a very personal look at his life for a documentary that amassed over 24 million views. Fatty made very little money as a result from the project, while Ian easily cleared over 100k, and then cut him off when he was at his lowest and facing homelessness. It's easy to see how there would be some resentment there. I highly doubt Ian will ever respond to any of this. It's pretty clear that he wants nothing to do with Fatty, whether it's because of his connection to Sam Hyde or something else, we just don't know, but I highly doubt we're going to be seeing a Full Force 2 produced by Idubbbz literally ever. Fatty should just not worry about Idubbbz and keep trying to build his own brand up. I mean, he's performing at Rolling Loud and shit, and look at how much weight he's lost. That is genuinely impressive for someone who is as big as him. That is the video for today, people. Let me know what you guys think of this situation in the comments. Do you think Fatty has a right to be upset, or was this all just an excuse to clout chase on the content cop drama? My name has been Stonic10, make sure to drop a like and subscribe. I'm out.